I'm Louise Profit, I'm the Senior Matron for Children, but I'm also a trustee of the Oliver Fisher Special Care Baby Charity, and I've worked here for 20 years. The charity really has been major in supporting us in developing a high dependency nursery over the last few years, but also in redeveloping the transitional care area, which we've just recently completed. They are now both purpose-built areas with pretty much top-of-the-range equipment for the babies and their families. So the high dependency project was called Hippo, and the transitional care was called Teddy Care, for which we are still fundraising. We are a centre of excellence, and I think the Medway local population understand that. As a medical and the nursing team, we strive to maintain that excellence. It's really important for the outcome of the babies and their families that we do that, and the charity helps us support us in doing that. The high dependency area cost £500,000, and the transitional care was about £340,000. The transitional care was fully funded by the charity, and the high dependency was partially funded by the charity. So without the charity, it would have been very difficult for us to have redeveloped them to the standard that they are developed to now. But the huge amounts of babies that go through transitional care is approximately 400 to 500 per year. That's an enormous lot of people that you've had an impact on. It's an area where the mums are looking after the babies, but that the nurses and doctors still need to have some input into the care. Sometimes they're a little bit small still, a little bit too early. Sometimes they just need help with their feeding. So the midwives look after the mums, and then the neonatal nurses look after the babies. So the midwifery and the neonatal team work in collaboration, and that's been a really good thing that's developed over the years. So we've reconfigured it so they have a little bit more space, and just upgraded it. They've got new bathrooms and things, which just makes it a nicer area. So it makes a huge difference for the staff. So if you've got more space and up-to-date facilities, then it makes your job easier. The hospital would support developments from a safety perspective, but they probably wouldn't be to the standard that we strive for on the Oliver Fisher unit. If we want something to be redeveloped, we want it to be to the highest spec available for the best equipment and facilities for our children and their families. That's the nice part of my job, certainly. I'm not controlled by resources. I can go out there and have a look and see what's the best out there. And I think it's quite a unique situation to be in. Most managers in hospitals have to really go through quite a rigorous procurement process, but we have more options because we have more resources. We had a big project group that worked with us, but we also visited some of the London hospitals to see what else was out there and what worked and what didn't work. But it was important that we did visualise how other people manage their high dependency services. And they were very much instrumental in showing us the lighting and things that we hadn't necessarily thought of, and that was great fun. We now have strip lighting above each of the incubators, but it's independent, so it's coloured, and there's like a colour wheel on the wall that the parents can use to select the light that shines around their baby. It's a really good way of helping the families to relax, but also the babies to relax. So it's just made it less clinical and feel a little bit more homely, which is important for families who've been here for many, many weeks and months sometimes. Families love it.
The lights are amazing. My other son loves the lights, and it's nice and peaceful and calm, and they're lovely. You've got a breast pumping room, which is amazing. It's nice to have some privacy if you need it, and the parents' room as well. The waiting room's amazing. And my son, he goes and plays in there when we're in here, so it's a bad time, but this place has made it a good time, and having nice surroundings and the staff make it, just that little bit better. It's really nice to know that even though I'm not here, he's safe and he's looked after. So
In the high dependency unit, we reconfigured it as well, and we angled the spaces to give the families more space, so that when they're getting the babies out for cuddles and things, it's a little less cramped. The environment with the lighting is calmer. We also bought these new reclining chairs, which if you just have a look, you can see the mums or the dads doing kangaroo care. It's much easier for them to do that, and it's more comfortable. So it's still quite a small area for eight babies, but I think we've utilised the space much better, so they're more comfortable.
I was 26 plus 4 weeks, and I had kidney disease, and my kidney functioning decided to start failing, so they took Joshua out within a day through cesarean. Very scary when you first walk in to intensive care, and you see him all tubes and everything on him. I think we're going to be here a little while. I'm in a different hospital, at Canterbury Hospital, for my kidney being treated, and Josh is obviously still here. So, and I don't know how long I'm going to be in hospital for. So we're travelling up and down at the minute. But he's just doing so well every day. He's getting better. So yeah, the staff's amazing. Everyone's been amazing. You can't fault anything. If you need a break, there's tea and coffees, and and obviously the chairs relax when you're sitting here having cuddles. So yeah, no, it's really nice.
There'll always be a need for the charity. It's always good for us to have a big project for people to focus on. We're constantly needing to update our equipment, and the technology is always evolving. Incubators, ventilators, very expensive. So there's always another thing that we are fundraising for. People are always there for us. The reputation of the charity is so part of the local community. It's not hard to do that. It's really nice to get the staff involved. It's really important that they appreciate that, the tools that they are given to do their job don't just come from one source, but they come from people that are supporting them to do their job. A couple of the nurses went and did a Sahara desert trek last year, and they raised large amounts of money. They were fully supported by the rest of the team, so it was a lovely thing for them to do.
We were out there for about 9 days, trekking the Sahara, and we raised about £7,000, I think, for the unit. So yeah, it was really good. Working here, and obviously I can see exactly where the money is going to. It means a lot, and I can, this room, because it has been, high dependency has been done recently, I know that some of the money that we raised has come and has sort of, helped sort of finance a small part of it, because obviously it's thousands and thousands. Yeah, I think as a team, though, we are all very dedicated and all like to sort of raise money where we can.
We have constant local fundraisers, and we can never underestimate the value of that, because it's everyday cake sales, it's everyday fetes, little fundraising in the local supermarkets and in their own houses. And it all adds up. You'll be amazed at how quickly it adds up. That is the majority of our fundraising. We do have corporate sponsors, and that certainly helps to give an injection of money, but really the majority are the local population. They're very often people that have used our services or know someone who has been on the unit. We do get large injections of money from corporate sponsors, but the majority is still the local population doing small fundraising projects, but doing it constantly, every weekend, during the weeks. All of this contributes to the amount of money that we raise for the charity. In any sort of neonatal unit of this level, it is really just important that the charity continues to sort of publicise its works and the outcomes of that work. The local population have such a buy-in to the unit. It is their unit when all is said and done, because over the years they have replaced equipment, they've helped us to redevelop the areas, and without it we probably wouldn't necessarily be a centre of excellence. I think they should be proud, because they probably don't realise the impact that they're having, and for however small the amount of money they raise, it always goes towards something that we will need for the babies and their families. It's very humbling when you speak to families who just are right behind us. It just helps us in our daily work. It's another form of support for us. So yeah, just a huge thank you.